Hey everybody, Bart the Nature Guy here, and I'm standing in the middle of Lake Bede-Makaska, which was formerly known as Lake Calhoun. But like many things that are happening in the world, we're seeing some changes, and some very positive and good changes, and that is actually the renaming of this lake. As you can kind of see, that is Minneapolis right there in the background, to a traditional indigenous culture name, and so I'm in the middle of this lake right now, and classes this week are going to focus on a little bit of ice fishing, but we also have our nature engagement video, and so standing in the middle of this lake kind of inspired me to talk about finding yourself in the middle of something. So you know, when we do our nature engagement videos, I often have us come to center and find that place to engage our five senses. I find myself inhaling, kind of taking in the smells of the lake right now. Again, you'll often hear me describe things as more crisp and versus humid, like kind of crisp and cool, as I draw air in through my nostrils and engage that first sense of smell. And actually now I'm going to close my eyes and engage that sense of sound. And in the middle of a lake like this, where you have traffic and cars and planes going overhead, a lot of these sounds we view as unnatural, and I would encourage us to remember that we are all from the earth, and everything here is natural. We don't see anything that's unnatural, and nothing came from space or outer space, so everything here is of earth, and so even those planes going over, it's nature in its own way. And so I'm going to close my eyes here, and I'll just send you to Minneapolis here, and we can just listen. All right. And now I'm going to do a 360-degree turn on our sight, that sense of sight. All the way around and back. And I hope as you're engaging your senses in the space that you are, that you're able to notice something. Maybe it's something far away. Maybe it's something like your shadow. Right? I think you can see my shadow right there. So, which is also great on these great bluebird days. Although, you know, a little bit of temperatures drop comes when we lose our gray skies. It kind of takes the blanket off, and sometimes we get that cooler air on these crisp, beautiful blue days. But you know, it's also we get to see the sun, which is great. So the next sense I want you to engage is that sense of taste. It's cold out here. I can feel that right over my tongue. As I draw the air in through my mouth. Now you can exhale that air however you feel, you know, whatever's easiest for you, through the mouth or through the nose. Maybe 2 or 3 more breaths here, engaging that sense of taste to the space around you. Oh, and that sense of touch. Now, right now for me, it's a pretty strong wind because we're not around trees. You can't really see the wind, but you know, when you get on lakes like this, that wind starts to come across at a pretty good rate right now. And it is the back of my neck to the front of my cheek is very cold on this kind of shaded side, but this side is actually feeling pretty warm. I got that sun coming in there, so kind of engaging that sense of touch for you and what's around you. And today's invitation, I invite you to find a space within a location near you where you put yourself in the middle. So maybe it's sometimes in the woods we call these sense rooms. And last year I did a couple videos on sense rooms, and I found this kind of space in the woods where all the branches kind of came over my head. It kind of almost created a little space like that. Maybe it's a space, maybe you find that space more in your home, and you can find it just even looking out your window, you can find a little place that might be like a room. And use your imagination with it, have fun with it. I am simply in the middle of this lake, and so I'm just going to enjoy being in the middle. So I invite you again to, if you have a chance to venture out a little bit and you feel comfortable doing that, maybe see if you can find a little canopy of trees or whatnot, see if you can put yourself in the middle. And if you happen to have a lake that's safe to be on nearby, definitely do that and stand in that middle and take in all the sights and sounds. And sometimes the quiet, like living in Minneapolis the way I do, getting out here into the middle is like really where you get a lot of space, actually, even different than parks where there's a lot of people or walkers and whatnot. This is really open space, and another great place to fly a kite in the wintertime. But if you could just allow yourself that chance to use your imagination, find a little space. Maybe it's a little room, maybe it's underneath the shrub, and you find a little spot to kind of sit into, and maybe that space isn't big like this. It's actually really, really small. It's like a little cozy spot you find. So your nature invitation for this week is putting yourself in the middle and finding a little space that allows you to sense what it's like to be surrounded. So take care, everybody. Mark the Nature Guy. We'll be talking about ice fishing this week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.